is Stress Awareness Month, and today I'm going to talk about COVID and stress. Seems appropriate at this time with spring upon us, and hopefully with some light at the end of the tunnel, that we talk about what's been happening to us over the last year, and a little year and plus, and what stress is, and particularly as it relates to our time with COVID. There is good stress and there's bad stress. Good stress can be related to things like getting married, having celebrations, coming home from being overseas. A lot of different things can cause good stress. We're going to talk about bad stress today, though, and as it relates to this disease. And it's been an unprecedented time of stress and hardship during this pandemic. Includes strain and tension in areas that we weren't really aware of or used to. Sometimes the stress can be emotional and mental, but sometimes it can be physical too, if it has long-term and long-standing effects. The results are usually feeling anxious, maybe even threatened. It really leads to levels of stress that can vary and depend on our traumatic experiences that cause stress. For example, in situations where we have loss or serious illness, isolation, for example, during this time of COVID, and finances sometimes can cause a lot of stress. It affects one's ability to cope, and it can cause different emotions and outcomes, including denial, frustration, helplessness, difficulty focusing, impaired decision-making, and escaping into alcohol and drugs. There are some physical causes of or results that can occur as a result of secretion of hormones, physical secretion of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, two hormones that can cause rapid heartbeat, high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, and anxiety. Long-term effects of stress can cause memory problems, depression, and heart disease too. What we need to know is that there are healthy ways to cope with stress, and the most important one of all is first to practice self-care. That includes really sleeping 7 to 8 hours per day, eating a well-balanced diet, avoiding processed foods, avoiding stimulants like caffeine, limiting alcohol intake. Important to know that exercising is a great stress reliever, and recommended that we exercise 30 minutes 5 days a week. And exercise does not always mean strenuous exercise. It can mean walking 30 minutes 5 times a week. Maybe developing a pleasurable hobby or rekindling that interest in a hobby that we used to have. And very, very important to socialize with friends and family as possible. Sometimes we do need professional help, and that might be your doctor or it could be a counselor. I think importantly to know is that COVID will be over, and thankfully the vaccine has been our strategy to overcome this pandemic, and we have been pretty successful in that. As we move closer to the end of the pandemic, I think we just have to keep aware of the fact that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we can see it. But we do have to take care of ourselves and be aware of that stress and those risks associated with stress, particularly during this time. Thank you.